Your West Tigers just got a double dose of great news. It keeps coming, Tigers fans. It is our time. It is our time to shine. But it is about Jarome Luai, and it is also about Jahream Bula. Jarome Luai opens up a ton more about his future at the club, and then majorly hints at Jahream Bula and where he stands within the club. And I think you guys are going to like this. But before we break down today's video, my name is Geordie, a diehard West Tigers fan who lives and breathes all things orange, black, and white. If you love the Tigers as much as I do, smash that like and subscribe button. Hit up the new merch we just dropped. We got some NRL Deep Dive tees, hoodies, we got hats, we've got mugs in there. Whatever you think of, we probably have it. It would mean the world to me if we can sell at least 20 or more orders on that. So make sure you pick up a t-shirt or a hat. It would just mean the world to me, honestly. So let's break into this because this is an amazing article by the Sydney Morning Herald that finally favors us. And so Jarome Luai, we know, linked himself to Batman at one point in kind of like a metaphor, right? Upon joining us, he felt like he was going to do great things for us, and we all know as Tigers fans, it kind of took a hot minute. We really haven't seen a ton. I would say we've seen a decent amount towards the end of last season, or I guess this season, still 2025, but I really do believe that we did see glimpses of what is to come, and so this article kind of breaks that down and where he kind of stands with all of that. And so what he says upon the Batman question is, I probably looked at it a bit differently back then when I was saying all of that. Luai explains, Batman sort of does things on his own. He's kind of that character, you know, but it takes 30 guys to win a premiership, you know what I mean? I definitely look at it in a different light now. There's no one-man show. There's no one-man team in any successful team. It's about how I'll make the players better. It's about how I'll make the better men around me, how I'll make better men around me, and then ultimately that's going to create a winning culture, which is why today Luai sees himself less as the brooding Batman loner and more of an avenger, part of a team tasked with fighting the good fight. Everyone's got their superpower. Everyone's got their role to play, Luai says. I think that's a better way to put it, right? I've always liked Thor because of his long hair. Oh my goodness, his bloke just cracks me up. And so we see that there, man. Like, coming in, Luai kind of has that confidence, kind of has that swagger about him where it's like, you know what, I am a premiership winning half. I know how to do this crap over and over again, and I fell for it, man. Like, I was like, you know what, this guy is the answer. Just him alone, our co-captain Jarome Luai, is the answer to everything. But we quickly found out with all the drama, with all the moves, with everything that came with 2025, it really does take more than one person to change a club, right? And so the way that he said that, like, it takes 30 men out there, like, to really make a true difference. That is probably the truest statement I've ever heard. And we saw that as the year went on, right? We saw when players started getting bought into the club, when players started believing in themselves, and players genuinely wanted to be here. That's when we saw things start to happen, right? And so I really do believe that Lockie Galvin leaving, as much as it sucked for the club and all the drama, was the best thing. Talon De Silva, it was the best thing. David Clemmer was the best thing. Like, these people that either didn't want to be here or wasn't fully bought in, it was the best thing that could have happened. And so we know that the jersey came out the last few days and all of that, and so he was there repping that, and that was super awesome to see Jarome Luai leading the pack in that. But this is what he has to say onwards from the article. The expectation for myself has always been high. I've got a pretty good success rate over the years, and we didn't play finals. I mean, for someone who is a competitive guy and, you know, wants to do great things and then, you know, gets that struck down, I know for a fact he is on another level this year going into 2026. It will probably, probably a cross on a personal level. As a winner, as a competitor, I always want to be in that frame to compete for a championship. Until we are there, I wouldn't say it's not a success, but we are building something special here. That's something that we should be proud of. That's the words right there that we want our co-captain to be saying, right? We are building something special here, and, you know, he wants to be in that championship frame. And when you have someone that has that drive, has that mentality, then has the experience, it's just a matter of time. It's the big question is, who else is on board? And so that big question for us as Tigers fans has been Jahream Bula. What is he doing? Where is he going? His wife's left. He's had a crappy agent. Blah, 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 blah. And so Jarome Luai kind of hints at a little bit of stuff here, and I am really, really pumped to break this down with you. So, this is what he says about his decision to join the joint venture outfit. So, these are going to be some up and downs. It's all about the journey, right? He says it's all about embracing and finding little ways to get better and help the people around you get better. I've been here before too, bro, so I know what it takes. It's no secret Luai has a clause in his 5-year, $6 million contract, which, if activated, could result in him leaving at the end of the season, which I don't think we're going to see. I really don't. We know he said Tigers for life. And then right here, he says, until I'm done. I've always said it, sorry, my bad, guys. I've always said it, and hopefully I've shown that with my actions and how I've played this year. And then he goes on to say and answer the question around Jahream Bula, obviously our fullback, a critical spine member who also has a clause in his contract and has a crappy manager. He goes, yes, sir, definitely. He's a big part of this club. We love him here, and I love playing next to him. His future is in his hands, but if you ask anyone here, they love to play with Remy, so hopefully we can lock them down. He's got it all in spades. He's athletic, he's young, he's got a great head on his shoulders, he works hard, and you can just tell he loves the game, the way he plays it. So hopefully we can just keep building on that combination, finding ways to make him better. That's my job and my responsibility, to get him some ball. It's really a sight to see. And so we know with that, the fact that Jarome Luai so bought in on Remy and is already saying these things, like the development piece of that, I just can't help but think there is going to be a sign in here soon where we keep him on. And so that's, I think, something we got to be really, really pumped on. And so with Luai at 5'8", Bula at fullback, and Api Korosai at hooker, the Tigers have the makings of a formidable spine. And Coach Benji, my true tight and true legend, Benji Marshall is my favorite player in history, hasn't settled on a halves partner since the Lockie Galvin departure, but Luai has high hopes for the young star Latu Fainu. I've spoken highly of him the past year that's gone by. He says just a bit of luck needs to go his way with injury and stuff like that. I know he's bouncing back from another one, so if my brother can stay healthy, I'm sure he'll be one of the best in the comp. And so I'm really, really pumped to see how Latu Fainu comes in, as he is very injury prone, and so that is my biggest concern with him. But like Jarome said, just needs a little bit of luck, a little bit of blessing, and he will go a long way and be one of the best in the league, a Hall of Famer for sure. And then Luai has no doubt Benji Marshall is the man to take the club forward. We know that that's been a huge controversial piece around the club. Is Benji the man? I am 100% on board with Benji as our coach. And this is what Luai has to say. Benji's right up there with all the coaches that I've had, he says. He's played the game in a modern era, so he understands it. He understands what players go through on a daily basis, and I think that's sort of what separates him from some of the other coaches as well. He was obviously my idol, but take that out of the picture. He's a great NRL coach, and I definitely think he's the guy to lead the club to the promised land, baby. And that's what it's all about. It's about having leadership from the coaches, from the CEO, from Richo, all the way down to the players. I mean, even fans like us, right? Believing and trusting the process, because we really are going places. And when you have someone like Luai leading the team, leading the club, leading the franchise, man, like being the face of the franchise, that goes to show, one, how bought in he is, but two, other players are going to get around that and get around his culture and his vibe. And I just don't see a world where Jahream Bula isn't on our team. Like, that is just hands down what's going to happen. He is our fullback. It is that. There is no questions asked. The NRL Fanatic, if you guys don't follow him, make sure you follow him on social media. But he is a diehard Jahream Bula fan, and he's just one. And I know there is so many of you guys out there, myself included, but he's just a lovable guy. He's a guy that knows how to play great footy. He's so bought into the club. He's just got a crappy manager. And like Jarome said, his future is in his hands. And so it really comes down to what he wants. We respect that no matter what. But please keep Jahream Bula. Jahream, stay. If you're watching this, hashtag stay, brother. It would mean the world to us. We don't want any other fullback but you, baby. So, Tigers fans, it is that time of the year where we got to trust the process. We got to really believe what Benji, what Luai is saying. campaign. We got to believe in our players. And like he said, Benji's taking us to the promised land. And the question is, are you guys coming with? And I bloody better hope so, because it is going to be beautiful. So Tigers fans, I'll catch you tomorrow in the next video. Make sure you pick up some merch, whatever it may be. And I appreciate each and every single one of you. Tell a mate you love them. Check in on them. It is those things that, you know, really, really do make a difference for someone. And really, at the end of the day, is the most important thing. So, guys, take care. Love you all. And I'll catch you tomorrow.